Well, good morning. Good morning, everyone. This is day number 365, officially 1 year of me documenting my journey every single day here on YouTube. Been going live every day since day number 198. And if it's your first time tuning in, my name is Jordan Obeas. I am the founder of dayNumber. 365 days ago, I actually was set out to build what was called the Billions Club, which was going to be a network for early stage mission driven founders who, really wanted to create a company that potentially becomes $1 billion company and also impacts billions of lives. Max, come on. I'm with my dog here, Max. Usually comes with me. I usually go live when I'm walking him, but yeah. And the whole goal was the whole how this started was, back 365 days ago, my buddy Paul calls me while I'm at the mall. Funny enough, I was at the mall yesterday, with my daughter. So it's kind of like, wow, like this is like literally a year ago I was here, and this is where I got the call. I picked up the call and I answered. I wasn't gonna answer because I was with my daughter. Usually, if somebody's calling me and I'm with my daughter, I usually don't answer. But for some reason, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna answer. And then it was my buddy Paul, and he said, who's currently now building XP Tracker. He just launched. By the way, shout out to him. He really helped me with his app to get me reading every single day. I would read almost probably at least half an hour actually an hour, almost an hour every day now. Before 3 months ago, before I started using it, I wasn't reading at all. And then also working out regularly as well. But yeah, he called me up. He said, "Hey man, do you have anything that you're working on right now?" And then I said, well, I was planning to launch like a documentary series, people behind the scenes of people have gone from broke to billions, to inspire people, to really show them that if these people can do it, so can you. And then also create like a network out of it, and then launch a fund, So he's like, okay, well, do you have some sort of target or goal that you want to set for the next 30 days that would, impress me? And then I said, okay, you know what? I want to secure like a chairperson, like a chairman, somebody who has the experience of helping companies grow. And then also, what do you call it? Have maybe had experience in building a documentary series or something like that, or growing a network. So whatever, that was my thing. But one thing that he told me, he's like, look, it would actually be more inspiring if, you documented yourself, or somebody like you went behind the scenes of that, instead of somebody who's already been successful. And so I was like, okay, fine, I'm going to start documenting. And you'll see 365 days ago on July 28th, I documented my first video. Okay, you can see it says the road to the Billions Club. It was like day number 1 on the road to the Billions Club, or something like that. So anyways, fast forward 30 days later, I didn't hit my goal. But, I was like, you know what, I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to keep documenting every single day. And, what inspired me too was Casey Neistat, if you guys know him. He was building an app called Beam. And he thought, okay, well, I'm going to start making mini daily vlogs about this, right? To promote Beam and what he was building, kind of like building in public, basically. But he thought, man, it would be too boring to watch guys in an office just working on something like that. So he just picked something out of the day and made a story out of it, And then, he fast forward 3.5 years later, this guy's one of the biggest YouTubers at that time, back in 2016 to 2019, and making daily vlogs, incredible. It's like watching a movie every day, So I'm like, if this guy can do it for 3.5 years, man, I can do it for, I could do it for I could do it maybe for just as long. So anyways, I'm only 1 year into this. And I don't think he sold Beam until it was probably, at almost towards the end of that series. I gotta go check. So even for me, after a year of doing this, and I kept going after that. He said, I told my friends, yo, you don't have to keep documenting if you don't want to, I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna keep doing this. And fast forward, to middle of November, end of November, was like, man, I gotta build this app. I gotta build an app, because one of the things that's helped me while I was doing this is first of all, knowing how many days I've been building, documenting every single day, and then sharing it publicly is what allowed me to keep going. It's what actually got me here to day number 365 and not give up. So Neymar Chiba Fab says, hey bro, where do you live? No problem. We're out in Canada here, Hamilton, Ontario. How about you? Where are you from? Where's everyone from? But yeah, so that's the only thing that kept me going, and that's why I built dayNumber. And yeah, there's been many days for sure where, like, even just yesterday or today, I was like definitely feeling like I guess coming up to the year and thinking like, oh man, I'm nowhere close to where I wanted to be, or it wasn't where I expected to be. But knowing that I had to do this, it kept me going, and I'm still going today. Because definitely I felt like I was in a really, like a really depressed state yesterday. Feeling like I wanted to give up. Allowing my thoughts and the pressure of like, man, it's been a year already and I'm doing this still, and also seeing like that my family needs help. I want to give them a life that that they deserve. Everybody deserves, actually. We're meant to be abundant. So knowing that I am knowing what I know about spirituality and abundance and everything that I know, it's like, man, why aren't we living an abundant life yet? So, and I see like, yeah, like I just but anyways, I didn't feel like documenting today. I didn't feel like going live today. I didn't feel like doing another post, but I knew I had to. Sorry guys, hold on one second. I'm actually just about to do something here. Hold on one second. What's happening? Max, come on, let's go. What's happening? I am out with my dog, Maxie boy. There's a dog there. Hold on one second. Max, wait. Come on, let's go. Max, let's go. Come on. Yeah, just out walking my dog. EC Dills, is that how you say your name? I can't see. I'm walking right now, so can't really read what you're saying. AC Dills. Oh, okay. Yeah, just to give you guys some context. That's another thing I learned from over the last year when I started documenting. And it's when you're documenting, when you're filming, you want to give context to where you're at, in your environment. Like, let the viewer feel like they're with you, right? And wherever it is that you're filming, or whatever it is that you're doing, or get them, you just want to give them, you're telling a story, right? You're telling a narrative. So yeah, over the last 365 days, what I learned is that just honoring your commitment, your word to what it is that you're doing. If my mission wasn't so big and what it is that I'm building, which is to ensure that no founder dies in silence, disappears in silence. Anybody that wants to really impact the world in a positive way and build a company to do that, that they get all the support they need, And honestly, it's I'm a solo founder, So, and there's a lot of solo founders arising, especially with AI nowadays. With AI, you can build anything. I learned. Now I truly believe I have the power to, if you put me on a task to do something, let's say with a company, I believe I can get the job done. I'll figure it out, right? That's the confidence that I have now, over the last year. The other confidence is being able to speak on command. Like I used to, I do sales or whatever, but every day when I'm doing this, it's allowing me to, share my thoughts openly and express it, even on my app, dayNumber. So that's why. Another thing I learned is that just you have to go with the flow and embrace the ups and downs, even on those times where you feel like you just don't want to be here anymore. Embrace those times, because those are the times that will fuel you. Like, you feel so disgusted with where you're at, and then allow you to just get angry and mad, and fuel you to actually turn the other way and create the life and focus on creating the life that you actually want. You know? So yeah, I've had, don't suppress, whatever it is that you're going through. Allow those things to come through you. And they're meant to come through you for a reason, But what I'm saying, as long as it's not like harming anyone, that's the main thing. If you're harming people with your emotions, of course it's not the best, right? I don't think you'd want that too. The main thing is, giving as you like to receive, and also allowing yourself to, be in a position where you can express yourself fully, So, all right, guys, where are you guys tuning in from today? Alrighty. So yeah, that's another thing I learned, is that you need to embrace the journey. That's the main thing. Embrace the journey, because what you think is gonna happen is not exactly how it's gonna happen. You have a general idea of like what you want, and you go in that direction. But it's like, if you don't get, most likely you're not gonna end up in that area. You're still committed to the mission. The mission still stays the same, but how it comes together is not set in stone. It might turn out the way you planned, but not always. I never knew I would have a dog, 10 years ago. Never knew. 15 years ago that, I would have a family. I never knew that I'd be building dayNumber. I had no idea in terms of, what it turned out to be. Right? When I was in grade 8, or when I first started doing magic back in 2003. I had no clue, no idea. Sorry guys, hold on one second. Dog just took a dump. Sorry guys. Max, leave it. Hey, Max, leave it. Come. Sorry guys, hold on one second. Hold on one second, guys. I should have done this before. Max, no. The dog just wants to jump on play with everyone. It's the kind of dog that he is, right? Golden Retriever. Bro, are you ever try jackfruit? This is subene. Oh yeah, jackfruit. Yeah, I think I have. Why, are you eating it right now? Max, come. All right. Whew, it's a sunny day. It's gonna be hot today, but you never know in the morning, so that's why I wear a sweater. But yeah, embrace the journey, guys. That's the main thing that I learned, is that you don't know how it's always gonna turn out. I'm reading autobiographies now. I'm on my 4th one in the last 90 days, and every time people have set out to build something, they expect it to turn out a certain way, but they don't know how it's gonna turn out. They don't know how. Right? Elon Musk, I'm reading Elon Musk's biography, and he set out a mission to, he wanted humanity to become a space space traveling civilization, right? Where Okay, where space travel is possible, you know, and that's what he wanted, but he didn't know how he was gonna get there, right? So, and we're still on that same. He's still on that same mission. He started back in 2002. They almost went bankrupt in 2008. Okay, and then failed. The Falcon 1 didn't failed the first 3 attempts, and then the fourth attempt was like make or break basically, you know. And then after that, they were awarded a $1.6 billion contract to take people back and forth to the space station, or take people to the space station, you know. And still, like, he didn't know he had to the path that he was going to get there. He was just committed to his mission, so that's why he went all in. And you know, so it's like you don't know how things are going to turn out, or how is going to get there, but the why is the one thing that matters. So that's why embrace the journey. So whatever comes to you, no matter what, even if you feel those days where you feel really depressed or you want to give up, right? Which was me yesterday, to be honest. Kyler Blocks plays, Suban. What's up, Jordan? Hey, it's me. What's up? You just get, you know, just remember why you're doing this. And honestly, like me just knowing how many days I've been building is like that subconscious push to like be like, okay, Jordan, keep going. Hang on a second here. That's some sort of razor thing. All right, guys. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, that liked, that watched the Kyler Blocks plays. Duban, hi, Neymar, Chibapab. Shout out to everybody here. Have a great day, guys. Remember, embrace the journey. For me, it's been quite the journey, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it unfolds truly. I know yesterday it was just like whatever, but I'm gonna keep going. Day number 365. I'm out.